If you are anything like me, you're just thinking, there might be something to this raffle thing. Well, you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Trying to go live on Instagram, and it's being Instagram. So there you go. Okay, so we're up and running. There you go. Holy button pushing. Thanks for hanging out with us. Back to normal time, back to our normal schedule. I hope Clayton can jump in. He found us at 10 o'clock yesterday. Hopefully he can find us at 11. I am a huge fan of Clayton Ross. We're going to talk about guides here in a bit. I think that there's probably no better than him. What's up, Ron? I do not think that he is just for real, for real. Um, uh, I think he should come back. Oh, if he pops in the comments, I'll say, Clayton, my man, we need you. If you could do it, if not, maybe we could team up and run some just for funsies. Hey, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I did promise you that I would show the gains that were gotten gains, the harvests from the big game super raffle. Now, for some that you don't know, Lynn, don't set the bar that high, champ. Don't, oh boy, don't set the bar that high. The kerfuffle that came up when Arizona became the first commission to ban the auctioning of the commissioner's tags. Commissioner's tags are so. I'm sorry, I'm just going to give you the 101 version here, real quick. The commissioner's tags are tags that are given for the Big Ten game species in Arizona, and they are 365-day tags. My elk tag is 1 week long in one specific area. That's it. Big game super raffle tags, commissioner tags are 365, the entire state. Yes. You deleted. Oh, you created a new X account. Good job. Good job on that. I love X. I'm just having so much fun. A good portion of our listenership our viewership is on X. Anyway, so these tags are huge. So when they were auctioned off, they were going for hundreds of thousands of dollars because there were people with that kind of money to burn that were buying those tags. Now, each of those dollars went to on the ground conservation effort for that species. Okay. So that's how it works. I wish they were still available. So much good money conversation. Jim, I'm telling you, preaching to the choir on this, because it remains to be seen, because this year we could still the commission votes for 2 years on tags. So this is the final year of the last round, so to speak. So this year there's still auctions going on, and they're selling huge. I think Jimmy John bought the last elk tag too for another like $500,000-$600,000. Absurd. And good for him, by the way. Again, I don't begrudge that man for being a bazillionaire. I don't. The amount of money and good that man has done for entrepreneurs in his franchise and for employees of those franchises is immense. So if that guy can throw in 500 grand and it goes to Arizona elk habitat conservation and he gets an elk, let's go. So I'm with you on that, Jim. But there is, and has been for a hot minute, something called the Arizona Big Game Super Raffle. There's 3 commission tags per. Now, Rhonda, why do you say why? What I want to know is, add the raffle to the auction. We all went, yeah, okay. And I think there's some merit there, Jim. I think there's some merit. But when you say why what? Why do we have a tag, or what? Get in there. And I'm sorry you're feeling a little under the weather. I've been there all week, so I'm glad I'm kind of on the tail end of it, and I hope and pray the tail end of it is on its way for you as well. But anyway, the Big Game Super Raffle was the raffle part of that. There are 3 tags per species, so 30 tags total of the Big Ten. And so why is banned on X? I don't know why you banned on X. What am I banned on X? I'm up there. I'm up and running on X. Yeah, we're going. We're smoothing right along. Got 4 people watching us on X right now. I don't know what that. I'm not banned on X. I'm banned. The Bromance is banned on YouTube because I said something about Schmeiver Schmeckton. Lynn, got it. Yeah, everybody. Okay, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm trying to speak and read at the same time. Yep, that's why I need an intern. They're all going to school and whatnot. 3 tags. 1 tag went to the critter groups that applied for it, like Elk Society, Pronghorn Sheep, those, the mule deer, all those guys putting in for it. They get 1. The big game super raffle gets 1. And then the other goes to, I don't know how they allocate each of those, but big game super raffle gets 1 of those. And that's what I suggested to the commissioner. I said, well, why don't we just have, 1 has to be a raffle, 1 has to be the big game super raffle, then 1 has to be an auction, and 1 has to be a raffle. So we have 3. Everybody's winning in that model. They think the model is flawed, that the that the auction model eliminates the 3rd tenet of the North American model of wildlife conservation, which is opportunity for all. I pushed back and challenged. Doesn't mean equal opportunity for all. It means opportunity for all. We all have an opportunity to get an elk tag. We all have an opportunity to get a sheep tag. If we had $1 bazillion, we can just get a big giant trophy elk tag every year if we wanted one in the auction model, and that funds conservation. Boom. So what it remains to be seen is the ability for raffles to raise as much as 1 auction tag that Jimmy John comes and grabs up, and other guys come and grab up, and they've got $500,000 just to dump on it. Okay. And he said, oh, these go to out-of-state people. I don't care. Their money's just as green as it, Arkansas money's just as green as Arizona money. Nevada money is just as green as Arizona money. I don't care where their money comes from. It goes to conservation. I'm a fan. But the staple in this is the Arizona Big Game Super Raffle. And so the Arizona Big Game Super Raffle, you buy tickets and you just hope you win. And there were some winners. And because these winners just spent, I don't know, $20 on a ticket, maybe $100 for the whole shebang, see what they get, they had some money left over to hire guides. And let me tell you something. The pronghorn tag has been filled from last year, and the elk tag has been filled from last year. Holy damn, y'all. I mean, whoa. I'm about to show you these things. This is Chris, Arkansas money's a little dirty. Hey, come on. They're making money on incest. I kid because I love. It's okay. Grandpa and dad, both Arkansas. So I have Arkansas in my blood. I guess I can do that. Mm-hmm. Lynn asks, where do money from fines go to fund the department? So the department, again, Lynn, is not funded by Arizona general tax dollars. They don't get any money from the tax fund. So from the general tax fund. So they rely on licenses, tags, and fines to basically supply in Pittman Robertson funds to fund the entire 700 employee staff over there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you bet she explains a lot there, pal. Ironically, though, I didn't know until because when I said I have some Arkansas in me, he says this. Yes. But how about this? So my grandfather, I found out when I was 35 years old that he's my step grandfather. I didn't know he was my mom's stepdad. I just thought I was related. I thought he was my stepdad. I thought he was my grandfather. My hero still did never changed an ounce of love for the man. And I was raised by my stepdad. So the Arkansas is by marriage is really what it is. Just so we're very clear. Grizz. Without further ado, I would like to show you, though, these amazing trophies that were taken from guys that just put in $20 for a tag, and instead of being Jimmy John and putting in $500,000, they put in $20. How about this? Let's start with the speed goat, shall we? Let's start with the pronghorn. You ready for this, y'all? This is absolutely insane. Look at this thing. Hold on, here we go. Boom, y'all. I can't. Shoot. What I meant was that. There we go. Look at that thing. Look at that. I mean, that is perfect heart shape. That I can't even tell you how that's got to be 15, 16 inches. This is absolutely gigantic. And that dude bought a super raffle tag and he was the lucky one. And then brought in a guide service and said, take me to your leader. Take me to a trophy. I'm telling you, this is absolutely huge. Yeah. Let me, why don't you bring it over here? Let me measure that for you. Go ahead and measure that. Well, you came back missing a backstrap. Well, that was my measuring fee. Antelope, pronghorn is so good. Woo! So good. So delicious. Yeah. So that was that. And how about that for a trophy, though? I mean, that's absolutely amazing. Here we go. Let's do the Yelp. Now, if you remember, we did an entire show on Jimmy John and his trophies. And again, I don't begrudge the man. Don't care. I don't care how he hunts. It was legal take. I don't care how many people he had there. I don't care. It's legal. So, and a lot of people made a lot of money on that hunt. There's a lot of money that went just above the 500,000, right? Let's get to the big game super raffle tag, elk tag filled. You guys ready for this? Are you guys done with? Hold on. What are we doing here? I do have an intern. Rhonda. Oh, yeah. Is that like Rosanna Dana? Okay, hold on. Check this out, guys. Look at this. What in the name of bleeping coat racks is this thing? Look at this. Now you look, his arm's tucked in. He's not doing that arm out kind of tricky thing. That is a beast. That is an absolute beast. I cannot believe. I mean, good God Almighty. And I want to give it it's Curry guide service. I got maybe I can look at that on my laptop here. Let me see this here. Let me see what I'm looking at here. Corey Guide Service is the logo down there. I want to give them proper love there. Corey Guide Service. And I mean, this thing just dropped. This thing wouldn't even this had to have been one hell of a shot because it just down. I mean, it may be White River Res. I'm sure it might have been a Res tag. And that's actually a good question on these commission tags. I will ask John Colazar, who works with Big Game Super Raffle, and I can ask Jim Guggenauer, who's the commissioner. I should ask him if you can hunt on the Res in these. Because Res has their certain tags, so I guess not. Because the Res has their own systems and their own draws. But that is a beast. And that guy just bought a tag. Yeah, I mean, he bought a raffle ticket. Bought a raffle ticket and boom, doesn't have to be a Jimmy John to get it. So I mean, there are some pretty cool attributes to the raffle system for sure. Lynn asked if Lynn, you're preaching to the choir, buddy. You're talking sexy. Yep, you're darn right. That's what Game and Fish uses. That's why they use the North American model. North American model is essentially using outdoorsmen and women, hunters and anglers, to help cull populations to make everything healthy. So for sure, it definitely does. And it does cost money. It ain't cheap. We have teams of thousands and thousands of volunteers here in Arizona that are wheels off, sold out for conservation and really do the most. And so it's good to recognize that every once in a while. I haven't seen Rose. I forget what that voice is like, but I'll definitely check it out and read them as Rosanna Dana. Whoo, that's cool. I think we're aging ourselves knowing who the hell that is. Yes, back when SNL was moderately funny. Then there was the Phil Hartman days when it was off the rails funny. Phil Hartman might have been the funniest human ever. I looked at Phil Hartman and I just laughed. Him and John Lovitz were just it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, oh man, Lynn, we got this. So I wanted to kind of we're going to see in the next 12 months, we're really going to see, whoa, man, that's a part of the cold shivers there going on. We're going to see in the next year what happens with these raffles. And if they make as much money as the auctions did, I'm going to caution you this. If the commissioner's tags that were dealt out for the next 2 years, where they cannot auction them, if they do not make as much money as the big $400,000 or $500,000 tags on the raffle way, or however they're going to do it, you're going to hear the screams of the critter groups. We need to go back. We need to go back. We need to go back. Then you're going to hear the commission say, we have to give it time. Nothing's going to happen. So we have, at least in my opinion, we have at least 4 years, because remember the 2-year tag cycle. So this upcoming 2 years, so 25-26, there's no auction. Only raffles, if we can even do raffles, because you have to understand we have gaming laws that really jack with the raffle system. So we have to do that. You can't sell raffle to out-of-state people. It's just bananas. So backcountry hunters and anglers had a raffle for a tag, and I forget the state, and it made more than the auction for the previous year. So everybody's like, okay, we found the model. We'll come to find out that backcountry hunters and anglers didn't break, but they bent a few gaming laws. So a lot needs to be really dialed in. Really needs to be dialed in. But anyway, so for the next 2 years, it's going to be what it is, and less money might go to conservation than not, and that sucks. But it's what the commission does after that. They have the ability to revote, allow auctions coming in the next 2 years, but I highly doubt that. They most likely will say, okay, well, we're just trying to figure it out still. So I think we have 4 years of non-auctions, and we'll see how it goes. There's nothing else we can do. You can, I know people in the industry that are very big in this industry of Arizona conservation, wildlife conservation, that will hate me for saying it, but it is what it is. We are where we are. There's nothing we can do for at least 2 years. My prediction is 4 years. So we're not going to see auction tags for another 4 years. Throwing it out there. Now, yesterday we started chatting it up about guides and what a proponent I am for guides. Guide services, charters, I am a huge advocate of that. I also love the do-it-yourself kind of vibe. I love all facets and forms of take. So if there's a guide involved, to me, it's education. If it's a charter, I just don't want to do it myself. And if it's DIY, obviously I want to go out there and fumble around and see very little success. But I'm in. Let's go. Let's have some fun. We're outside. We're not inside. Better than being at a desk, right? But there is several ways of how to tick off your guide. Like it is, you can have the best day or you can have the worst day. And I'm telling you, there are things to really pay attention to and avoid if you hire a guide. Because if you hire a guide and you do these things, you are wasting your money. Because your guide is not going to put in the effort. Your guide is going to be annoyed. Your guide is not going to perform. And then you're going to have a bad experience. You're going to blame the bad experience on the guide. And then the guide's going to get a bad tip. And it's just a bad situation all around that can completely be avoided by the big number one, the cardinal rule of hiring a guide. The cardinal rule and how not to tick off your guide is you don't know more than them. Well, I don't think I'll do that. I think, back where I hunted or back where I would fish, we would do it this way. Then why'd you hire me? Honestly, then you wouldn't be here at my service. You wouldn't have paid for my service if everything I tell you, you're telling me the opposite because you did it a different way back then. If you want to share personal experiences, that's fine. Oh my God, when I would fish back in Texas, good Lord, we just throw a hook out there. I'm glad I have you here because, you're throwing a way different bait than I would have thrown. And I'm so glad I'm learning that this is the bait to throw here in Lake Pleasant or, Canyon Lake. So it's so easy just to throw the entire day off. We're like, I'm not going to throw on plastics. What drop shot? I would never fish drop shot. Okay, then go somewhere else and not fish drop shot and don't catch anything. Holy cow. Mm-hmm. But why hire a guide if you're going to be a jerk? Well, people are just jerks. I mean, some people are just jerks and can't help themselves. And a lot of people have egos that are so big that they don't want to be humbled by hiring a guide. They want to learn, or they want to be put on the fish, or they want to be put on the elk, put on the deer. But they don't, and they want to have those pictures for the gram, but they don't want to admit they had a guide doing it. But in that time, they're going to belittle the guide because their ego won't let them let go and realize I had to do this for success. I am hiring a guide for my elk hunt. And let me tell you something. Zip it, lock it, throw away the key. My dude's not going to even know I do what I do. I've had a outdoor radio show for 11 years. I know a thing or two. No, dude. Do your Zen weird, communicate with the land and spotting and all. You do all that, G. Get me where we need to go. Daddy needs a wall mount. in a full freezer, and I paid you for it. Right? And that kind of blows me away too. Is that people are like, no, I want to do this and I want to do that. Dude, you hired some to make it so easy for you. Just let it be easy. Dude, let it be easy. I have no problem with putting a logo on each and every one of the pictures I have with that elk. I have zero problem with that. Here, dude, here's the guide service I use. They're great. They're fantastic. Yeah. Let me see. Let's see. So Brendan, the type of people that even tell their TV. No, I'll tell you what's on next. I don't need you, TV guide. God, remember those? Now we're really aging ourselves. We went with Rosanna Dana, and now we're talking about the TV guide. Flip, Monday, Tuesday. Holy mackerel. How amazing was that? Yeah. So good. That's a good point, Lynch. Keep your damn mouth shut. Yeah, just listen. If you're on a body of water, just learn. Just absolutely learn. I remember I was deep sea fishing, and we're fishing for marlin. And I noticed the type of knot they were using, tying on the hooks. And I'm like, my God, that's the same knot I used. I was like, holy crap, I used that. I got, and they're like, okay, tie this one. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, man, I got you. And I'm just going through tying, do this little thing, yank. And I clipped the thing, and they're like, okay, now cut that thing off. I mean, they humbled me. I'm like, well, what'd I do wrong? They said, well, you need to leave a tag on it. I go, I was told never to leave a tag on it. He goes, do you want to catch fish? I'm like, okay, sorry. I forgot what I was told. You're the boss, applesauce. And did it again and left a tag on. And the tag, and the reason why is, I mean, these fish are so big and the pull's so hard, there's that will actually start to slip through. You need to have a little bit of play in there. Yeah. So, okay, you two. All right. So Lynn said this. There you go. Let's keep your damn mouth shut. And Grizz pops in with this. That's perfect. My people, I'm down with you. But that is the number one way to tick off a guide, is to basically act like you know as much as they do or more than they do. You hired them for a reason. Second way to tick off your guide, really just throw your guide off, is to not listen to what they are saying, to not be safe, especially when you're on a boat. You are not a boat captain. Well, this is where I usually fish from on my boat. Shut up and stand where that guy told you to stand. That guy told you to stand there for a reason. Could be for safety. It could be because you have the best chance of catching fish in that spot, according to what we see on our depth and fish finder right here. Throw it that way. You can't throw it that way from back there. I need you to stand up here. Listen. Don't tell just everything they do, you do. Everything they throw, you throw. What they hand you, you throw. And if you're out there in a hunt, there is a safety element a risk, actually, I would say, that a guide takes on when you take on somebody that's paid you to take them out hunting. I've taken several people out hunting, and I'm like, damn it, I told you, don't point that thing at me. Don't look, you're swinging the thing around. You just pointed it at 4 people. Keep the muzzle up or down. That's it. So you can shoot your toe off if you want, or you can shoot a warning shot in the air if you need, but you're not going to shoot one of us. Okay, got it. But it's not loaded. Damn it. Now you broke 10 at 1. Treat a firearm as if it's loaded. Always. Holy cow. Yeah. Yeah, don't be the guy that gets laughed at FAFO Fridays. It's sure. Especially when it comes to, I don't know if we'll do that. There's plenty of them. It's bad. I'm sorry, I just went. I had to take the Schmeiber-Schmecktum. Anyway, so just he just threw me off. I mean, I love it. Okay, another way to tick off a guide. If you hire a guide for a half day, say it's a fishing trip. If you hire a guide to go to outfit you and take you on an elk hunt, you have to. If you are not physically prepared, this is something we're going to talk about tomorrow. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's on Monday. If you are not physically prepared to spend the 2 days or 3 days on a hunt, climbing, descending, climbing, descending. If you're not physically fit for that, what you do is your guide has to now sit and wait. Guide's like, I know the elk herd's right over there. I know, but I just can't get there right now. I got to rest. Okay. Time's a wasting, says Johnny Cash. So the guide is now frustrated that this might be an unsuccessful hunt because you didn't hit the treadmill, or at least walk 4 or 5 miles a day getting ready for this. This is a you should have your hey, hold on a second. You should have your guy friend. You mean guide? I think you meant guide. I hope, Grizz. I hope you're a guy. Not my guy friend. I don't think we're ready for that. I kid. But yes, guide friend. I will. I definitely will. He's an interesting cat. He's a firearm safety trainer. He is a he's a firearm safety trainer. He is a gunsmith. There's a lot this guy does. He's a guide. He works amazing. He's a king bee. There is no king bee, damn it. There's Prince John, which is intern Nuge, but that's it. But anyway, so the guide works almost exclusively with veterans. He does so much for veterans. It's wild. This guy's just wheels off, sold out for vets. So it's a good guy. Anyway, so I will have him on. That's good. That's a good advice, Chris. We'll get him on Toot Sweet. I think next week we're going to have about 3 guests. So it's going to be a pretty guest-heavy week. We'll have Slavo on. Slavo is going to share his successful archery pronghorn hunt. And then we'll have John Colazar on with the Big Game Super Raffle, but he's got an update on the feral horses here in the lawsuits therein. And then hopefully we'll have my man Chase is going to be running me around. All right. Wildlife for guides used for. Oh, let me see. This is actually a good question, Lynn. All right. He's into wildlife photography. I do wildlife, or are guides used for it? I would go onto the Facebook forums first. I don't know if there's truly a guide for photography, but I'm sure there is. Go to some of the wildlife photography forums and say, are there any guides or any groups or whatever that get together and do that kind of thing? I can't even pronounce the word. Anyway, okay. Anyway, physical fitness is huge, even if you're on a boat. Because I remember sometimes, before I even attempted to exercise, I'd be on a boat for a good 2 hours and my back would start cramping up and I'd start to get really uncomfortable and crappy. I mean, not only you're taking your guide off because you got to sit down and relax for a little bit and you're wasting time, because again, they want to show you success, whether it's fishing or hunting, they want to show you success. That's what their success is based on your success. They're basically wildlife hunting and fishing fiduciaries. Their success is your success, or your success is their success. Hold on a second. Damn it. Yeah. So that's how that works. And so taking care of yourself, planning a little bit ahead, even when you book it, ask. I mean, if you go to Blue Rooster, you don't have to be in shape. I'm just going to say that. You don't go to a hunting ranch, you don't have to be in shape. They'll take you right where you need to go, and bam, they take you right back where you go, and it's lunchtime, and everybody's processing your stuff. But ask the guy, if you hired a guy service, what do you want me to do? What can I do to be physically ready for when I go? And I think just that alone will give you so much respect that if you screw up the other 2 ways to tick off a guide, you bought yourself a little bit of a credit. Mm-hmm. I know that's who he's talking. I know Rhonda. I know exactly who he's talking about. There was a lot of there was a lot of that going on. Gilda Radner, exactly. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Tomorrow it's FAFO Friday. Haven't even picked a theme yet. Just have a bunch of funny stuff going on, so we might just do that. If not, we'll figure out something. We'll get a theme together. How are you doing? Yes, we got you, Gilda. What did you say on it? You did say Gilda. You had Gilda Radner on there. Anyway, all right, guys. Love y'all. Like it, share it, do your thing, and we'll see you tomorrow right here at 11 on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the state, nation, and world that we live.